Welcome back to the second day of my Performance Cafe recordings. I'm really glad that you've joined me, even if it's only months from now, and that I'm not sitting here talking to myself. Although with lockdown, that's become a bit of a feature. Today, I'd like to talk about something really interesting, and that is a blog post I wrote a week or two ago. And it's around lockdown, and it's around COVID and what we're seeing happening to people's performance over this period. A lot of companies are thinking, oh, well, as lockdown opens up, we'll just go back to normal. Performance will be back to normal. Business will be back to normal. And I think the problem that we have is that in so many cases, that hasn't happened. Because what we forget is that lockdown isn't coming off in a linear fashion. We sort of have, oh, now kids can go to school, now they can't go to school. Now we can go to work, now we can't go to work. Or, a particular office has been shut down because of COVID and because of potential infection there. And I think what we need to understand, and this is what I wrote in my blog for my company, Perform Forward, is that COVID and the lockdown is not something that's far away from us and is removed. It affects our physiological needs, the basic need to have a place to live. Well, if I lose my business, will I lose my job? Will I lose my home? Will I not have a place to put my family? So it affects our security, not just our job security, but our security at home. It also affects on how we bond with people around us, especially in South Africa, where particularly strict stance was taken on social contact, so to the point where we aren't allowed to see friends or family for social visits. So I can go to an office and see people, but my nearest and dearest I can't see because social visits aren't allowed. The problem with this is that this upsets our sense of love and belonging and the way that we interact and connect with the people around us. On the other extreme is being locked up in the house with friends and family, whoever you've been sharing your space with. Because, of course, having people in your space continuously can also be quite challenging. Our happy hormones in our bodies actually need a balance of alone time and time with people in order to function properly. Because of all of this, we're all up in arms. We are all battling. We are all facing, terrible trials and tribulations, even if we aren't infected. But what's happening is that people are going, oh, well, the disease is over there. It's affecting other people. It's not affecting us. It's not affecting our employees. And I think something that we need to take a really close look at is exactly the opposite, is that employees face challenges just at a different level. And so when we take a look at how much am I demanding from people with regards to performance right now, the answer is actually we just need to be a little gentle, a little kind. And maybe it's a good time to change our model from dictating performance to asking employees, what can you contribute? I was speaking to a colleague the other day, and they were saying that someone in their team had a 4-year-old child. One of the parents had to go to work, and the other parent had to stay home with the child while trying to do an 8-hour professional services kind of job where he sits in front of his computer and he's suiting his time. And so that, those challenges are real. And instead of getting really frustrated and setting up everyone for failure by demanding regular levels of performance, maybe now's the time where we say, okay, performance is not going to be at 100%, but what can we do? What is possible? And maybe rejig things a little bit. So instead of saying, this is the old milepost, how close can we get to it? Maybe we say, what is the new milepost? What does it look like? What has changed in the business? Because as much as individuals have been impacted by lockdown, just so much, the businesses themselves, the nature of business, the way we do business, the kinds of business that we have that are flourishing, the kinds of businesses we have that are actually going under and really battling, they've all changed. So maybe now's an opportunity to enhance performance by saying, what do we need to change as a business? And how do we create that clarity for our employees? And then as a knock-on effect, to say, right, how do we make the most out of what we can do with employees right now? And let's do that by collaboration with them and asking them, how can they work together as employees individually and as teams to see how much productivity they can get out, but being kind to their current environment. As this is my second only recording, I do hope that in the future days, things will get better for all of us, and that we will all grow into this new reality of ours and find ways to prosper. And hopefully, if this carries on for a year or so, I look forward to looking back to these first couple of episodes and thinking to myself, we've come a long way and we've done well. Please feel free to reach out. If you agree, if you disagree, you can find me, Innocent Burger, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. My company's name is Perform Forward, both on LinkedIn and Facebook. Have a great day, and don't forget to have a cup of coffee with someone.